The concept of test and suffering is a central and profound theme in Islam, providing a comprehensive framework for understanding life's challenges. It is not seen as a meaningless punishment or random misfortune, but as an integral part of a believer's journey back to God. Here is a detailed breakdown of the concept of tests and suffering in Islam. The foundational principle: life is a test. The Quran explicitly states that life is a temporary realm designed for trial and testing. He who created death and life to test which of you is best indeed. And he is the exalted in might, the forgiving. Quran 67:2. This verse establishes the very purpose of life. The test is not for God to know the outcome, as God is all-knowing, but to manifest our inner state, our faith, patience, and character, through our actions and reactions. The nature of the test: universal and varied tests come in all forms, both positive and negative. Everyone is tested according to their capacity. And we will surely test you with something of fear and hunger and the loss of wealth and lives and fruits, harvests, but give good tidings to the patient. Quran 2-155. The tests can be hardships, illness, poverty, loss of a loved one, natural disasters, persecution. Ease and blessings, wealth, health, power, and family. These can be a greater test, as they may lead to arrogance, forgetfulness of God, and disobedience. Moral challenges, temptations to sin, ethical dilemmas, and societal pressures to compromise one's faith. The Prophet Muhammad, PBUH, said, "How wonderful is the affair of the believer, for all his affairs are good. If something good happens to him, he is thankful, and that is good for him. If something bad happens to him, he bears it with patience, and that is good for him. This is not for anyone except the believer." Sahih Muslim. The purpose and wisdom behind suffering. From an Islamic perspective, suffering is not without purpose. Its wisdom includes a means of purification, tazkiyah. Suffering can erase sins and elevate one's spiritual rank. The Prophet, PBUH, said, "No fatigue, nor disease, nor sorrow, nor sadness, nor hurt, nor distress befalls a Muslim, even if it were the prick he receives from a thorn, but that Allah expiates some of his sins for that." Sahih al-Bukhari. Developing patience, sabr. Patience is one of the highest virtues in Islam. Tests are the training ground for developing this quality, which is essential for spiritual success. A reminder and a wake-up call. Ease can make a person complacent. Hardship often serves as a powerful reminder of human fragility and our ultimate dependence on God, turning hearts back to Him. Revealing one's true character. A test reveals what is hidden in the heart, the strength of one's faith, the depth of one's trust in God, tawakkul, and one's true priorities. A path to a greater reward. The greater the trial, and the more patiently it is endured, the greater the reward in the hereafter. The Prophet, PBUH, said about the intensity of the test, "When Allah loves a people, He tests them. Whoever is content, for him is contentment, and whoever is discontent, for him is discontent." Sunan Ibn Majah. How a Muslim should respond to suffering. The Islamic response is proactive and structured, not passive despair. Patience, sabr. This is the first and most crucial response. Sabr is not passive resignation but an active, persevering endurance. It is to hold oneself back from complaining to people, from despairing of God's mercy, and from responding to the situation with sin. Prayer and supplication, dua. Turning to God in heartfelt prayer is a primary source of strength and solace. It reaffirms one's dependence on Allah. Seeking lawful means, asbab. Islam encourages taking practical, lawful steps to alleviate the difficulty. If sick, see a doctor. If in poverty, seek work. This is part of trusting God while taking action. Contentment and gratitude, Reader and Shukr. The highest level is to be content with God's decree, trusting in His ultimate wisdom, even if one cannot comprehend it. This is coupled with gratitude for the blessings that remain. Reframing the perspective, understanding that this world, dunya, is temporary and that the true, eternal life is in the hereafter, akhirah. This worldly life, with all its joy and pain, is a single stop on a much longer journey. The ultimate justice, the hereafter. This is the most critical component. Islam teaches that absolute and perfect justice will be established on the Day of Judgment. No suffering will go uncompensated. Every pain, every injustice, every tear shed patiently for the sake of God will be rewarded immensely. On that day, those who were tested will be so grateful for their trials that they will wish their skin had been cut with scissors in the worldly life to attain an even higher rank in paradise. This belief in ultimate justice makes the suffering of this world bearable and meaningful. It provides an answer to the problem of innocent suffering, assuring believers that no injustice is final. In conclusion, in Islam, test and suffering are not signs of God's displeasure, but are, in fact, signs of His love and a means of spiritual growth. They are the divine curriculum for the soul, designed to purify, strengthen, and elevate the believer. The goal is not to avoid tests, but to pass them with patience, faith, and righteous action, thereby fulfilling the very purpose of life and earning the eternal pleasure of God.